Und eins, und zwei, und eins, zwei, drei. Hey everyone, off the rail sports with Bert Beiswanger brushing up on a little German as we head into the weekend because the Indianapolis Colts are in Berlin for yet another NFL European game, and all the previous games had been played in London. So we shift to a game in Berlin involving the Colts and the Falcons. And I think they have one more in Spain, Barcelona perhaps. But at any rate, the Colts looking to bounce back off of a weird performance at Pittsburgh. They lost 27-20 up with six turnovers, though, by the way. I keep I keep bringing that up because I can't believe they only lost by seven because of six turnovers. So uh, I think we're going to put a line through this game for right now because beyond that, the Colts have been awesome, leading turnover margin in the NFL going into that game. That self-corrected itself. But nonetheless, I think it's just one game, and when you have six turnovers, you just got to put a line through that. Little disappointed. The offensive line looked a lot like last year's offensive line, not this year's offensive line, which has been spectacular. So I don't know what happened there, but we have to learn to take the NFL week to week and not overreact to just one game. Now, having said that, Colts head into the bye week next week, and they play in Berlin Sunday at 9:30 against the Falcons, as we said. And yeah, this is an important game. This is an important game because the Falcons are an odd team. They think or they'll look awful one week and then the next week really competitive, really good defense. I think it's gonna be a game. The Colts are plus 7.5. If I were betting this game, I'm not going to, but if I were, I think I would take the Falcons in 7.5 points. Um, Look, Colts fans, I think, thought that the win at Pittsburgh was just automatic, and I think they've got a little overconfident, as great as this team's looked, to drive that overconfidence. But, um, things happen week to week. Detroit lost at home to Minnesota. Not a horrible loss, but really surprising loss. Um, and Green Bay lost at home to the Panthers. So Colts on neutral field. I don't think this is going to be an easy game. I would take the Falcons plus 7.5. Take the Colts, but I take the Falcons plus 7.5. This week, the big news was the acquisition of defensive back Sauce Gardner from the New York Jets, and the Pacers. The Colts gave up. They gave up quite a bit. It's weird. You're not allowed to say, "Boy, the Colts gave up a lot," and then everyone jumps you about, well, the Colts never make a move, and they finally did. And now you're going to criticize it. Hey, I'm glad they made a move. I would rather have Sauce Gardner than not have Sauce Gardner. I can also make the comment that they overpaid. 2 first-rounders is what it cost for the Packers to get Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons is a much better player as far as impact on a team. He's an edge rusher, and just at all everything. Yeah, he's way better than Sauce Gardner. So, so the Colts gave 2 first-rounders and A.D. Mitchell, who they just drafted. I don't know why I'm pointing like A.D. Mitchell's back here, but who they drafted last year in the second round. So that's basically a second-round pick and 2 firsts. And A.D. Mitchell's very young, still very inexperienced, and still has what most people believe to be a very, very high ceiling. So if A.D. Mitchell, who got benched, by the way, for dropping the football, um, and just a couple other things, I guess. But the bottom line is, I would not be surprised to see this guy end up as one of the very good receivers in this league. He's got uber talent, and just hadn't put it all together yet. But nonetheless, I'm not here to defend giving away A.D. Mitchell per se, but I really, really don't understand why it took A.D. Mitchell and 2 first-rounders. I'm surprised it wasn't like a first, a third, and A.D. Mitchell. I don't know. But if I were the Colts, I would rather keep A.D. Mitchell and keep developing him. But you know what? The The Jets. The Jets were not going to trade Sauce Gardner without an offer they can't refuse, and the Colts gave him one they couldn't refuse. So we'll see. We'll see if we have the special sauce, if you will, on the Colts defense now, which has been very forgiving, to say the least, from the passing standpoint. Um, not no consistent defensive line rush, and just a backfield that keeps getting you know thrown on at a pretty consistent rate. There's been a lot of injuries. They lost Kenny Moore a couple times, but he's back. Still waiting on Ward's return, the big offseason signing. He's had a couple concussions already this year, so that concerns me. So at any rate, now they have Sauce Gardner. So if you take Ward and Sauce Gardner and Kenny Moore in the slot and Nick Cross and those guys in the backfield at safety, this is the makings of one of the best defensive backfields in the league. Now, how far will that take you? What's the floor now? Because Colts gave up a lot, all right, and they should even had to make this trade to win the division. So what if they win the division and then that's it? Is that enough? Is going to the AFC Championship game enough? I don't know, but this is a big move, and so we'll see where it leads. And hopefully it leads to not so many back and forth high scoring games for the Colts. So, all right, I like Atlanta plus 7.5. I don't know why, but I just do. DeForest Buckner's out for the Colts. So talking about the defensive line, they're going to be without their best defensive lineman. So, telling you, this is going to be a tough game. Hey, the Pacers lost to Brooklyn, and I watch these games, and I don't know what to think. I don't even know who all the players are. It's just astonishing that this is year number 2 where the Pacers have come out of the gate in the season had a lot of injuries, not to this level last year. But I mean, obviously it started with Halliburton, getting hurt in Game 7, so that's an injury before the season, per se, because he's out all year. But now Obi Toppin and just on and on. I don't know what they're going to do the rest of the year, quite honestly. They'll get their guards back, and they'll have enough talent to get competitive again. How competitive, I'm not really sure. I was really looking forward to watching Benedict Mathurin get those major minutes, those starting minutes this year, and Jarris Walker getting more time. I mean, these are 2 top 8 draft picks, 5th and 8th, I think it was, Mathurin and or maybe 6th and 8th, Mathurin and Walker. But they have to make strides this year. But I don't know how you evaluate Walker right now. He doesn't get to play. He doesn't get to play with Tyrese Halliburton, which everyone did, including Miles Turner last year. He doesn't get to play with Benedict Mathurin right now, who's supposed to be returning soon, but Nembhard, what have you. I just think, and no front court, by the way, now no Obi Toppin. So I don't know, man, you guys got to just look at it through a different lens, understand that these guys are all being asked to do things that they wouldn't normally be doing. But someone has to do it. Someone has to handle the ball. Someone has to pass the ball. Someone has to shoot the ball. I mean, so yeah, they don't have a bunch of major weapons on that team, and Pascal Siakam right now is trying to carry him, but 1-7. It's a tough start. It's a tough start. One good thing about that organization, there's great things about that organization, but this season specifically, leading kind of out of that organization is their G League team, the Noblesville Boom. I have not been to the new arena with everything set up, but I do want to see it and go to a game. It looks spectacular, and players their first impression was like, wow, this is a pretty nice place for a G League team. So hats off to Pacer Sports and Entertainment, marketing, and everyone involved in the development of the Boom. It's really started to stick with me. I like this backstory with Boom Baby and Bobby Slick Leonard. It sounded I had take a little time for it to sink in. But now that I see the logo and the color scheme and all this stuff, it's awesome. The court looks great. And the mascot, Bobby Bobcat, that's awesome. Another homage to the great Bobby Slick Leonard. His fingerprints are all over this state and this organization when it comes to basketball and the Pacers specifically. So, Bobby Bobcat, I can't wait to get up to Noblesville. Not too far from me, 5 miles, to see a game, couple games. But now, Pacers Sports Entertainment marketing, fantastic. Keep it up, and go support the Boom up in Noblesville. Especially if you live around Hamilton County area whatsoever, go see the Boom. All right, football this weekend, Saturday. Just a couple games I want to talk about. Notre Dame at Navy. I don't know what the spread is. Something like 21.5. That's a lot because Navy's on paper pretty awesome this year. Now their schedule is way down. But man, that's a lot of points to cover for Notre Dame against Navy, 21.5 or whatever. Having said that, Notre Dame, I think it rolls them. I just think Navy's been a great story. I think Notre Dame rolls them. I'm not sure they'll cover that much, but you know what? Every time I say that, they cover it by about the halftime. So, let's see what happens there. IU minus 15 at Penn State. Doesn't that sound weird? It's just the nature of the business. Penn State losing its coach, its quarterback, and all heck's breaking loose there at Penn State. So I don't know. IU minus 15 seems like a lot. I think I'm going to take Penn State. I'm not going to bet this game, but if I did, I'd take Penn State. It's just a lot of points. Also, big game, Iowa plus 6.5 at home against Oregon. I like it. I think the Hawkeyes, I've come around on them. I've been hard on them over the years. I've come around to them, and I like that. And then Texas Tech is at BYU. That's a big game. Tech should be undefeated. They lost their quarterback one game, but here they are, minus 10. That's a lot against a BYU team. That's been a spectacular story in itself. And I like this is Texas Tech's gonna be rocking. I like Texas Tech. I think they're awesome, and I would hate to see them lose their second game because I think the committee would just treat them like nothing. Committee clearly just is going to give the Big Ten and the SEC all the love they can every year now. College football playoff committee, but Texas Tech is a fantastic team. Wish they hadn't lost the game. They did, but I think they roll BYU. All right, that is it. That's all I have for right now. You guys have a great weekend, and we will talk soon. Off the Rails Sports with Bert Beiswanger, and as I always like to say, whatever you're doing, get a leg up. Have a good weekend.